Today we will be talking to you about the BCG Matrix, presented by our group Supra Smash Bros. Estuardo Bustamante, Alexander Chen, and Anil Sohani. Our topic today is the BCG Matrix model. So, let's take a look. We'll start off by taking a look a little bit about the portfolio management tool. The BCG Matrix is also known as the Boston Consulting Group Matrix. It is a portfolio management tool that is based on the concept of the product life cycle theory. What's the purpose of the BCG Matrix, you ask? Well, the BCG Matrix was cultivated in the early 1968 as the Boston Consulting Group. The matrix can be used to establish what priority should be specified in the business unit's product portfolio to make sure that long-term value is created. A company must have a portfolio of products that contain both high-growth products in a need of cash inputs and low-growth products that generate an abundance of cash. What exactly does the matrix measure? There are exactly two dimensions found in the Boston Consulting Group matrix: market growth and market share. There's only one basic behind it all, and that is if a bigger market share is held by the product, or if the product or market of the product accelerates faster, it will be much better for the company. What are the four segments of the BCG matrix? The BCG matrix is composed of four detailed segments: stars, which have high growth and high market share; cash cows, which have low growth and high market share; and question marks, which have high growth and low market share; and finally, dogs, which have low growth and low market share. As soon as a specific industry matures and as growth reduces speed, all business units become either cash cows or dogs. For most business units, the natural cycle is that they will start off as a question mark and then eventually turn into a star. Ultimately, the growth of the market will completely stop, which will force the business unit to become a cash cow. At the very end of the cycle, the cash cow evolves into a dog. What are stars? To simplify stars, they are products that are spending a huge amount of cash. They're leaders in the business, and because of this, they should also be generating huge amounts of cash as well. Generally, products in the segment are seeing rapid growth, and there are good opportunities here as well. Possible rewards could be a cash cow if market share is kept. Now you must be wondering, what are cash cows? A product with a high level of cash generation and high level of profits is considered to be a cash cow. Thanks to the low growth, the investments should also be low. Often, cash cows are also known as the stars of yesterday and also the foundation of a healthy company. These businesses are considered to be very well established. Since they're popular with the customers, new opportunities can be exploited very easily.
What are dogs? These dogs aren't just the cute poodles from down the street or your house pet that you look forward to petting when you see them. These dogs are considered to be the products that will not necessarily utilize much investment, but won't make much profit either. Companies should dodge dogs and reduce the number of the products within the company. Companies should also keep an eye out for expensive rescue plans. If dogs don't deliver cash, the best choice would then be to liquidate them from the company. Frequently, in order to liquidate as soon as possible, the price of the dog must be offered at a discounted selling price. Finally, what are question marks? We know that this sounds like a silly question, but you'd be surprised at the answer. Question marks have the absolute worst characteristics out of all the segments found in the BCG matrix. The reason why we say that is because the question marks have relatively high cash demands, but generate extremely low returns due to their low market share. If the market remains untouched, question marks will eventually absorb humongous amounts of cash. The options a company would have are either to invest heavily and sell off, or invest nothing and generate as much cash as you can. If a company doesn't have a large market share, question marks may not generate much revenue at all. If a company can build its market share, its question mark status can evolve into either a star or even a cash cow. However, if a company fails to increase its market share, question marks will inevitably swallow much effort with little or no return and sadly degrade into a dog. BCG and the one-size-fits-all strategy. The BCG Matrix method can assist in better understanding a frequently made strategy mistake, and that is having one-size-fits-all strategy approach. The one-size-fits-all strategy is an approach such as a general growth of 9% a year or a general return capital of 9.5% for an entire company. In this scenario, the profit target made by the cash cows business units will be reached quite easily. Many may even agree that their management team has an easy job. Not only are the executives of the company often praised, they are also allowed to reinvest substantial cash amount in their mature businesses. Dog business units are going through hostile times and impossible battles, and even worse. Now and then investments are made by their companies. These are depressing attempts to keep the boat of the business from sinking. Due to these poor attempts, question marks and stars receive second-rate investment funds, and thanks to these events, they can never become cash cows. These insufficient invested sums of money become a waste. These strategic businesses units should at least receive enough investment funds to allow them to attain real market dominance and become cash cows or stars, or otherwise companies are advised to disinvest. The companies can then try to get in possible cash from the question marks that were not selected already.
There are another benefits or uses from the BCG matrix. Thanks to the BCG matrix, companies are capable of utilizing the experience curve to their advantage. With the use of the matrix, a company should be able to manufacture and sell new products at a selling price that may be low enough to receive early market share control. Once the product reaches the level of a star, it is certain to be quite profitable in the near future. The BCG matrix model can also be helpful for managers to eliminate stability in the firm's existing portfolio. The stars, cash cows, question marks, and dogs. Large companies seeking experience effects and volume should apply to BCG matrix model for the best results. The model is extremely simple and fairly easy to understand. It also provides the foundation of the management to choose and formulate the future actions. What are the limitations of the BCG matrix? One main limitation that the BCG matrix has would be the fact that it neglects the effect of collaborating between business units. High market shares is not the main success factor, and market growth is not the only indicator for appeal of the market. Product labels as dogs may sometimes earn more cash than cash cows. There is no actual perfect definition of what establishes a market. The BCG matrix model only uses two dimensions that are market growth and market share. This may attract management to highlight a particular product or dislocate prematurely. The model also neglects small challengers that have fast rising market share. Overall, it is a covenant instrument and is demonstrated to be quite successful in the implementation during the last 40 plus years. The BCG matrix and its goals. The main goal for establishing the BCG matrix was to assist corporate analysis understand and decide which of their business ventures to fund and how much, as well as exactly which venture to sell. With the analysis, the managers of these businesses were to gain new perspective. These newer perspectives would then help them plan to immense confidence where the utilize the funds generated by the cash cows to fund the stars and even maybe the question marks. In 1970, the BCG claimed that a company that had to be well-diverse and maintain a balanced portfolio before it could be maximized its strengths to captivate on its growth opportunities. An example of a well-diverse portfolio could include a star product whose high shares, and high growth assure the future, and a cash cow product that may have supplies funds for its future growth. Even a question mark product can be included in the portfolio, especially one that can be converted into a star with some extra funds. All in all, the BCG Matrix model is a very useful instrument and has been immensely successful during the implementation during the past 4 decades. Conclusion. To wrap up, by now you should know what's the BCG Matrix, its benefits and limits, and also its goals. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a Supra Smash Bros presentation, and these are our citations.